Shut up and sit down.
And blah 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 and clink. Okay. Hello everyone and welcome to another Beer and Banter. It is Finn the Human, Vincent Herman.
Boba Fett, Bob Collins.
We forgot to say what we were drinking on last time, but we are drinking this time Keystone Light.
Keystone Light and Jim Beam Original, correct?
Yeah,
Jim
a little
Beam,
more
yeah.
of the Jim Beam Original, which is what we're clinking.
It's all one day, so it's like we haven't been nursing this bottle.
Right.
It's been...
So the reason we were all rushed on this one is Bob's got to get out of here, but we were having this discussion. We had to get it on mic.
Yeah.
We were very fever-pitched.
Our VOTEC days. And what VOTEC is what was it? Southern Ohio Vocational... I can't even remember the fucking name of it. Is our vocational school.
Yeah, it was a vocational
It was like our trade school. It was the one that you'd go to.
We transferred there in the 10th grade. Or
the
11th grade.
We were there for 11th and 12th grade. We were there for the last 2 years of high
Well,
school.
I was there for 11th.
Well, I'm saying, like, your options were...
Yeah.
You could be there for the last 2 years of your high school.
Right.
And half the day you did your academics. The other half of the day you did whatever trade you were going into.
The reason I was only there for 11th grade was because when I signed up for computer classes. I don't even remember exactly which ones.
It was probably like some kind of like computer tech or computer
it was probably like CG, something
bullshit.
like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. But when I showed up on the day for school, they let me know I didn't qualify. On the fucking day. And then they told me that instead they had placed me in auto tech. I have zero fucking interest in cars in depth. Like, there are cars I like, and there are things I know, but, like, to get into cars, I'm not your guy.
You had no passion for it.
Yeah, no passion whatsoever.
See, I signed up for auto body, which is like all the body work, painting and stuff. I actually had interest in it so much that I went to college for it as well. And then after college, I couldn't find a job. And the closest I came to it since graduation of college was customizing controllers. And that's one of the reasons I did it, is because, like, okay, well, it's a small scale of customizing shit, whether it's custom paint, custom add-ons, custom lights, the whole nine.
Right.
Like, I just like the idea of making something that somebody else has and make it fucking cooler.
And honestly, had someone taken an interest in me during that time, because at that time I was in my goth phase.
Oh yeah,
and so
I remember.
I was showing up with a bald head, not
Jinko
yet.
jeans.
When I first got there, me and
Chain
Angel.
wallets.
I won't say who, but me and Angel were still dating.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
And then when she broke up with me, I shaved my head completely because
you had a statement to
wanted
make.
to.
Oh,
I wanted to for the longest time. She didn't want me to, and then she broke up with me. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. Fresh start.
I get it. Yeah.
I started wearing trench coats all the time. They weren't gonna let me touch shit in auto tech.
Yeah.
And so I got to fuck with like this thing over here. I got to learn brakes over here, change oil over here. But really, I only learned what you need to get a job at the tire and lube center at fucking Walmart, and that's it.
Yeah.
And so I transferred out. I went back to my regular school in 12th grade, which did not go fantastic either. But
I'm still torn on whether or not I should have done that, because while I was in VOTEC, like, they didn't let me know the graduation date. And if you remember correctly, while you're at VOTEC, if your homeschool got the day off, you got the day off.
Yeah.
They never notified, like, it's pretty much like if you went from East to VOTEC, they kind of cut you out of fucking, like, you were disowned.
They didn't give a shit.
No, they didn't give a fuck about you.
And
I think I have a theory on why. It's because once you left from East to VOTEC, East no longer got funding.
Yeah.
For that student that left.
And here's the weird thing, because at that time, East wasn't the bad school. Like, nowadays it gets looked down on, but like then it was kind of a prep school. I had started the whole goth thing. Dude, you came in with your spider braids.
I came in freshman year, and before I came in, I was raised in fucking Portsmouth, Ohio. So I went to Portsmouth schools my whole life. I grew up around diversity. You know what I mean? Right. Not just like with race, but with like personal interests, with everything.
You came in as soon as I started the goth shit.
Dude, I came in to East, and it was like, I just remember seeing seas of Abercrombie and American Eagle.
Right.
The closest thing you had to a black person was Chad Mason.
2 black people in the whole school, I remember.
Not even while I was there, dude. No.
No, yeah, there were 2.
They must have been out of my sight, because the only two closest things we had to fucking black people was Chad Mason and Tony. What was Tony's last name? He sold flowers for the longest time. I'm not gonna state a last name.
You're asking me to pay too much.
But he's the guy that used to wear cornrows and everything. Pretty much the closest thing I had to a black person skin wise was Sherry fucking Morrison. And she was like, what, Asian of some sort. I don't know if she's Korean or
we should stop saying last names.
No, she'll never listen.
Yeah. Well, she'll never listen.
And no one cares. But regardless, it was a big
2,
change because I was a juggalo at the time.
Yeah.
So I came in with Jinko jeans, fucking ICP shirt, spider braids, fucking chain wallets, bunch of bracelets, black fingernail polish,
baggy zip-off fucking black jeans. I was wearing sweatshirts in the summertime with any other band t-shirt over top.
Yeah.
Fucking spiked hair, spiked collar, bandanas and or spiked bracelets.
Yeah.
I was full on goth. You were full on juggalo.
But see, like, even though I was like kind of that sub-genre of like juggalo and shit and kind of like the quote-unquote outcast, I fucking talked to everybody.
No, yeah.
Like, I mean, granted, one of my best friends in high school and still one of my best friends to this day, fucking godfather of each other's kids and stuff, is Dan Daniels.
Yeah,
I'll fucking say his first and last name. I don't give a shit.
Oh, he doesn't care.
No.
He probably does listen. I hope
he doesn't.
I hope he does.
I don't think he does.
I hope he does.
He should, though.
He should. Dan,
I'll let him
listen.
know that number, what would this be, 3 of
Suds and Buds.
3 of
Suds and Buds.
He'll be mentioned on this one. It might entice him enough.
Yeah.
He was like my best friend then, and still one of my best friends now. And what it was the first day I was there, he sat down. It was kind of like one of those little movie moments where he's like, "Hey man, I like your hair." And I'm like, "Hey man, I like your shirt," because he's wearing a Billabong skateboarding shirt, and I was all into skateboarding shit at the time, so I was like your shirt. We've been friends ever since. Yeah. But like looking back, like I should have been more friends with people like you and Odle.
Well, and that's the thing.
Like we were acquaintances. But I don't think we ever became like I don't even think we really became friends until after high school.
It was different groups, because while I would have fit in with you and Dan because I was that other side of the tracks kind of kid.
Yeah.
It was Webb and Odle and Wolfie and all them who got to me first.
And the thing is, it's like Wolfie used to like, and that's one thing I still even bring up to this day. It's like, even though I'd sit with Dan most of the time. Yeah. And then, of course, Dan had a lot of preppier friends. So, like...
Oh, yeah.
So, like, I wanted to becoming more friends with some of these preppier
Harris.
girls. Yeah.
He was a cool guy, though.
He still is a cool guy.
He would always talk to me.
He'd be on big pothead after school and shit, dude. Like, I'm like, man, I would have got along with you a hell of a lot better back in high school if you were how you are now. But it's like, I mean, I started becoming friends with a little bit more of these people. Then, of course, my sister was, like, the band crowd, and she was more of, like, closer to the popular side. Yeah. So, of course, like, through affiliation, like, I started meeting all these other people.
Same thing.
But at the same time, every fucking day, if Wolfie wanted to sit with us at the lunch table, Wolfie sat with us at the lunch table. Yeah. And Wolfie, I'm not even going to say his real name, but, like, Wolfie, he was, like, I hate even saying it like this, but he was more of the, like, poorer, smellier kid of the school. Well, that was sometimes would get fucking picked on. And you know what his
problem was. Right?
Oh, yeah, I do. And then, like, even hearing his post-high school story. I don't know if you heard all that or not.
I'm aware.
It's a fucking tragedy. Yeah, dude. It really is.
And like, he's what brought me into hanging out with Odle and Gavin and all that. Oh, yeah? Because he invited me to come over.
Dude,
and play
I still own. There's it's in like a little novella, or I don't know how you call it. It's not a novel, but it's like a little mini novel.
Yeah.
What it is? It's all tore up shit. The cover's all tore up, but it's the Legends of Batman. And it was originally a 3-issue little miniseries, but he gave me that and like a small like little Velcro Batman like cheap fucking vinyl wallet. I still own both of those, and both of those things are 2 of my fucking most prized Batman possessions, and I got them from that boy, dude. And like, I don't know, I was kind of in that weird like middle ground of everybody. Like even to this day, like I'm the type of motherfucker that'll talk to fucking anybody.
Yeah,
I don't care. And in high school, I was that same way. But I definitely, like, I gravitated more towards, like, the outsiders, although, like, there's a lot of times I didn't even, like, sit down and befriend a lot of the outsiders. Yeah. I was just sitting back and kind of by myself, like, that guy seems pretty cool. Or that guy seems pretty cool.
Well, and
Or I even remember at that time that you and I think it's like you, Webb, and Odle, and maybe Angel and some other people. You guys were actually hand drawn Ed and Eddie comics, and I thought that was the fucking coolest thing. Dude.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I thought that was the coolest thing, but I never had the guts to be like, "That's fucking dope, guys."
Well, it's a defense mechanism because I came in with the same thing. I came in like I was a fresh faced, wearing his Jurassic Park T-shirt, 8th grade guy and shit, and I realized like real quick, holy shit. My family does not make enough money for me to compete with these kids, so I need to set myself apart and guard myself from them. And that's what the goth came from. Was my I didn't believe in any darker arts or anything.
No, but it's like that general style, that general.
It warded people off.
And not like that, but I dug it. I like the look. I like the fucking lifestyle of it. And that's one of the reasons why I always gravitate towards being a juggalo and stuff, because in that subgenre of being a juggalo. The whole definition of being a juggalo is you know what? You could be from a family that's poor as fuck. You could be from a family that abuses you. You could be from this or that. No matter what the fuck your background is, while we're here enjoying ourselves at this concert, this event, we're all equal. We're all family.
Right.
I'm always going to look out for you. And that's one of the reasons I always gravitated towards that. It's because it's juggalos are always the outsiders, the fucking outcasts, the ones that are always looked down upon.
I've come to understand
and they've always
that.
grown together.
But when I was first introduced to the idea, it was actually well before you had come to East and shit. It was through my dad, and I'm not a huge fan of my dad.
And not only that,
so for a long time I had
a lot
prejudice.
of the things you hear about juggalos or fans of ICP and stuff is usually a lot of negative shit. But you got to understand, just about anything you look at, there's always going to be the one person that gains the most attention. Is not really part of what the main thing is about.
A lot of their music is garbage.
Oh, don't get me wrong. Yeah. Absolutely. Especially now looking back.
I mean,
but the basis of that fan base. But the basis of that fan base is no matter where you come from or what your fucking background is, what your social status is, regardless of what it is, you could be making a lot of money, you could be making no money. Everybody that is in that group looks out for each other.
There's a designation between the ICP music and the Juggalos as a group. Yeah. And like I said, I've come to understand that. Moving back towards
what we were talking about. Yeah.
Botech. Our time in Botech. Because we both, you were there 2 years, I was there 1 year, but still... That was a very impactful year.
I really didn't realize that you were only there for 1 year.
Yeah, for me, it was a very impactful year. I met the mother of my children there.
You also found out that you're having a child there, and I was there to witness third hand. Right after you found out, you got kicked out of Hayward's class for some reason.
Wait a minute, was that the math teacher?
Yeah.
Oh,
and I got kicked out of somebody else's class because I was
remember?
Either that or I was I took a bathroom break, so I was just wandering the halls. But I remember you getting kicked out of class. And I can't remember the exact words. But I remember him pretty much being like, why the fuck why do you always do things to disrupt everything? And you just went the fuck off on you. You were like, I got so much fucking going on in my mind. I got this, and this. And I heard you drop the bomb. And not to top it all fucking off, my girlfriend's pregnant. And I'm like, oh my God, Vinny's having a kid? Holy shit!
Wow, I can't believe
I was there to experience that, dude, and I was just on the outskirts, bro. I swear on my kid's life, bro. I remember what I truly think it was is I took a bathroom break, so I was just wander the halls.
Yeah,
I think I was in Mrs. What's her name? She was there for very little bit of time because anytime somebody would spray cologne and shit, she'd have some kind of crazy breathing problem. She'd be out for months at a time. Older woman, sweet as hell, but she gave me some kind of title for fucking yearbook, bro, and I had no part in yearbook, but she knew that I was really ADHD and I could not sit still for very long and fucking focus, and she knew that I already had problems with the fucking principals and shit, so she gave me some kind of pass to pretty much just mingle is essentially what it boiled down to. So it's she gave me this pass just to go out so I could talk to people, everything else, to report back for this yearbook and shit, dude. And I never really did. I just wandered around and fucking killed time.
We carried ourselves very differently because anything that was going on with me, it seemed like no teacher gave a fuck. No teacher wanted any part of sympathy for me. It was just hey, shut the fuck up. And then I would say, shut the fuck up? All right, check it out, motherfucker. Here's what's going to happen.
And that's the thing, like, in that school, you could go back and cuss at some of these people.
I just remembered the math teacher's name, Smith.
Hayward was the science teacher.
Yeah. Smith was the math teacher, and I remember that because I wrote that Hickory Dickory Dock poem, and I posted it all over the school. I skipped his class so I could walk around the school and tape up this poem I had wrote. Ignorant as fuck. If I could take that poem back now, I probably would. Yeah. But I was so fucking frustrated with him and his impatience with me and shit that I was like, no, fuck this guy. And I wrote this horrible poem about him, and I taped it all over the school, and I feel like an asshole now. But at the same time, at that time, I was like, this is the way.
Did you know he died of cancer?
No shit! Oh, God!
No, I just wanted you to feel really bad for a second.
But no, it never.
I have no idea what happened to him. The only teacher from the whole fucking school that I even know anything about is Mrs. Arnold, and I'm friends with her on Facebook.
It never seemed.
Did you ever have Mrs. Arnold?
No.
She was the one that everybody for years. There's this legacy about her that she was in Penthouse.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Whoa! Wait a minute.
Okay, do you remember Miss Stoffergan?
Did she marry Mr. Shannon, the science teacher at East?
No, you're thinking of East. No, that was Mrs. What was her name?
Brown.
Miss
Brown. Yeah.
Yeah, no, she was kind of hot.
Yeah.
They used to live over by the hospital and shit. I used to see them quite a bit.
I will always remember, because I had to retake 8th grade science for some reason.
I always had a love-hate relationship with him.
In 12th, I enjoyed him. I thought I was doing well, and then we hit 12th grade. I transferred back to, and it was probably only because I fucked myself over so much at Votech because I was so rebellious.
Dude, that's the thing about Votech. I went from making like C's and D's to some F's at East. I went to Votech. I made the AB honor roll.
I did the opposite. I went from doing okay to just dive bombing the whole thing, mostly due to attitude, I'll admit. But I went back to East, and they were telling me I had to retake 8th grade science. So instead of sticking a senior in with the 8th graders, they had me take it with the guidance counselor, who was Miss Brown at the time. And I was always remember this because when we went over the gluteus maximus, she was sitting not even like 2 feet from my face, grabbing her ass, telling me, this is the gluteus maximus. And I was like, yeah, it is. And it will always be.
So, she was hot, bro.
She was great.
I'd say she's probably still hot.
And she was, and not only was she hot, but she was a great person.
She was a great guidance counselor too. Yeah,
she genuinely cared.
Like, my first impression of her was like, oh, she's a fucking bitch. And don't get me wrong, there's times that she could be a bitch, but I mean, anybody could be a bitch. You know what I mean? Like, anybody could be an asshole.
And at that age, you can interpret someone being real and straightforward with you as being a just fucking asshole or a bitch. Yeah. Oh, you just want to harsh my shit.
Like going back and trying to talk to people that was our age then. You don't know how often, like, believe me, I understand. Like, right now, you have no fucking, like, you think that I don't know shit, and I heard the same things when I was your age, but, like, listen, there's certain things you need to pay attention to, it's this, certain things you shouldn't even give a fuck about, it's this.
Didn't listen to a goddamn word of it.
No, and the thing is, I don't think any generation will ever listen to the prior generation.
And it's a damn shame, because it is true, because nowadays, I'm like...
If you were to sit back and listen to some of these people and actually, like, really take into account what they're saying, it's like, you know what, you could help me out. But yeah, she was. Oh god, yeah.
Yeah.
I would do dirty things here. No, Miss Arnold at Votech. She was. I mean, I'll pull a picture later and show you if it might help you. But her and Miss Stoffergan were good friends and shit. But there's always this rumor, this legacy for years before us that she posted Penthouse, not as like a centerfold or anything, but as one of those like sent from home type things, and her name was quote unquote Bambi, and she's never confirmed nor denied that she was in Penthouse. She's one of those women that you can look at now and be like, you know what, a decade or two ago, yeah, I could see it. I could see you sending in some shit. And she was talking about her and Miss Stoffergan used to be good. You know, I mean, they're good friends and shit. So like on weekends and shit, they'd hang out. And it was right around the time this country song came out called Tequila Makes Her Clothes Fall Off.
Oh, yeah.
And she was singing that song, and she was like, believe me, that shit is true. Tequila makes my clothes fall off. And I'm like, oh, my God. You know what? Like, I will stick it to you
And
right now. And you're not even like fully fucking like.
And that's your classic Mrs. Robinson situation,
right, dude?
there. Everyone's got one.
Here's
I
a
won't
great
say what
story
mine
about
is,
her.
but I got one.
I want to know yours.
I can't say it on the podcast.
What school was it? East.
It was the mother of a girl we went to East with.
Mother of a girl that was East. Who
Yeah.
would that be?
Not worth going over right now. We're just burning air.
Was she a teacher or not?
No, not a teacher. Eventually,
There's only one person I know of that had a mother that worked at East that was not a teacher.
No,
not that person. Okay,
nope.
I don't know. You gotta tell me off mic.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
Tell me off mic. But a good story about Miss Arnold. There was a point where remember when they used to bring the drug dogs into school?
Yeah,
Into Votech to sniff around and shit. We're in the computer lab. She goes, closes the door to the computer lab, and she's like, "Listen, drug dogs are here. If any of you have anything on you, tobacco, any kind of tobacco products, lighters, anything you shouldn't have here." She's like, "What I'm going to do, I'm going to open up this top drawer on this desk. Then I'm going to turn around in my chair and stare out this window at this nice scenery for a good, 30 to 45 seconds. Anybody has anything that they should not have on them, they need to come put it in this top drawer. I want to ask questions. No one will be in trouble. Put it in this top drawer. Once that 45 seconds is up, I'm going to turn around and close that door. And then, whenever the drug dog comes in, sniffs everybody out, leaves this room, I will open back up that drawer, turn back around for 30 to 45 seconds, and stare back at the scenery. And if anybody had anything that was in that drawer, I need to come retrieve it out of this drawer." Dude, she opened up the drawer, turned around. Literally, every motherfucker in that class stood up. I mean, lighters, cigarettes, snuff. I seen pills in there. I seen weed in there. Votech was Votech, bro. Like, there's a motherfucker that used to sell single cigarettes, cocaine, and deer jerky out of the same fucking backpack.
We had
a sheriff there. Not saying which one. It was the second one, not the first one. The first one was a stepfather of a student there. The second one was not. The second one wound up getting in trouble later on. Oh my god, I have a cool story about him too. But he gave me beer money and he used to give me cigarettes all the time because he'd go up to the basketball courts during recess. Remember basketball courts up on the hill?
Yeah.
He was posted up there to make sure that nobody smoked cigarettes. He'd be up there smoking cigarettes, passing them out to motherfuckers, dude. And there was a time that we were helping him clean out his cruiser. He had a fucking voice-changing Darth Vader helmet in there, dude.
God damn it.
And, like, I remember putting it on, fucking talking and shit, and then I found the first season of The Shield on DVD in your DVD player. Yeah, dude. I'm like, how appropriate is this? Needless to say, I don't think he works for the sheriff department anymore.
Yeah. No, you and I had very different experiences. See, my experience was I went from the way I had read the room, the way everyone had carried themselves around me was I had went from one prep school where I had established myself to an even higher grade school.
Oh, no, dude. What it was is you were around the wrong people.
I was around the wrong people.
Because my experience at Votech was completely like, all the fuck-offs and all the the people that didn't give a shit no more, or all the people that just wanted to say fuck the last 2 years of high school and skim on by and just like actually just live life for a fucking couple years, dude. That was the people that was at Votech.
Not only had I seen these people as like above the people I'd come from, but they also denied me the one fucking reason I came there.
That's why I wish that we would have became friends earlier on.
We really should have. The one reason I look fondly on Votech was because a budding romance came from it.
Yeah.
Some amazing times in me and my ex-wife's lives took place there. We were talking downstairs about this one kid who at East I had called
We'll call him Davey. Let's call him Davey.
We'll call him Davey. At East I had called him a bastard. He grabbed me up by the scruff of my shirt and said, "Don't you ever call me a bastard again." And of course, my response was, "Well, then don't be a bastard." And had the kid kicked my ass then, knowing what I know now about his background, totally would have been in the right. I would have done it. I would have beat the shit out of me. But he didn't. For whatever reason, I walked away unscathed in that. But a big bonding moment, aside from the notes we had passed together through a mutual friend that we had, was we had both gotten... What was ISS?
In-school suspension.
ISS, in-school suspension, and I maneuvered it so I would get to sit at the same table she was. And we're sitting there for like an hour or two, and we're telling jokes, and we're making each other laugh and shit. And then Davey turns around and goes, "Would you guys shut the fuck up?" And I turned around and go, who's you gonna shoot the fuck up? And I made the spit come out of my mouth like that and everything. And he slams his fist down on the table. And so I turn around and I start slamming both fists down on the table like a wild fucking ape or something.
Like a chimpanzee or something.
And then the fucking ISS teacher got involved then. But like, all I knew was that this girl who likes me is fucking losing it.
Yeah, she thought you were being funny as hell.
She thought I was,
and you continued on, and it was making the guy that was pissed at you even more pissed. So it's like you had two different ends of the spectrum on each side of you.
The more pissed I could make him, the better I could make myself look here. and that was the whole motivation and shit. And then like from there, it was just fucking love struck, and we,
And you guys were, you guys really were, especially that around that time period. I mean, even right after high school. And it wasn't right after high school. It was at least by the time you started showing up around my house at the Cole Avenue. Yeah. That was almost 2 years after high school. Because you got to think, we graduated in 2006. I didn't even...
2008. It was around the time I started acting. I was going
to say, around 2007 is when I went to college. And I was in college for around a year and a half. And I finished school down there. And I came up, and it was right at the beginning of 2008.
Same thing here. I went to college in 2007.
And about that point, that's the point that we started becoming really good friends.
Yeah.
Like, we started doing, like, date night, where it's like you and Courtney would come over. You, Courtney,
and we were right around the corner from each other.
You were, like, literally right down the road and turn the corner, like, two houses. Yeah. And we would have, like, a movie night. We'd watch a movie or two. We'd cook food, have desserts. It really was good times, dude. It's like, although, like, I completely understand, like, your spouse then, I mean, there's no chance now.
The degradation.
I miss that. I miss that. I mean, the whole.
I like those,
and I did too.
I'd like to come out from more of those like calmer, like the big party things, like we talked about on the last episode, where there were a bunch of people there. Like I can do that, but I'm not good with people. Hell, I'm lucky I've got you and Odle.
Since that first party, the one the night of my wedding, the one we mentioned on the last episode.
Yeah.
Since then, we've only had about 4 to 5 parties tops like that.
Yeah.
And I like having them sporadically like that, like every once in a while.
Right.
Because like it usually takes me a couple days to clean up after everybody, even though like most of the time I keep people outside. Even though they don't really come inside and destroy my house, even outside, it's like it takes me a while to get the motivation, get everything.
Except for last time. I think last time, like you guys had made food and everything, so people were all in the kitchen.
Oh yeah. I mean, almost every time we do
this, I sat down and tried to do fucking Nintendo Labo.
Oh god. Yeah, that was the point where he got that other kit. Dude, Nintendo Labo is the worst fucking thing in the world.
I tried so hard.
I bought both of those big kits for him, dude. Yeah. You know how much he plays with them now? Not a fucking lick, son.
I'll never
not a lick. The only thing that he plays on his Nintendo Switch right now is the Lego Incredibles game, which I'm okay with. I like Lego Incredibles, but I spent $100 and some fucking odd dollars on fucking cardboard.
I spent
cardboard.
I spent $400 on a Switch and the upcoming Pokemon game.
See,
I feel good right now.
I'm straight jacking his Switch whenever Pokemon comes out.
Oh, hell yeah.
But I'm seriously considering buying a PS4 strictly for Spider-Man.
You should already have PS4.
I've been wanting to for at least the last couple years.
PS4?
Here's the thing. I was like, okay, I could probably find a PS4 for a reasonable price.
Not a PS4 Pro.
And I can get Spider-Man and be able to play it on this. But there's that special PS4 Pro coming out that's all red. With the fucking spider on it.
Yep.
With, I believe the game is included, correct?
Yeah.
For $400. I'm like,
yep.
I will probably do that.
Here's the worst thing. I'm considering that. I know I'm not going to do it. After buying the Switch and everything, I can't.
Here's the thing. I wish the controller was a little more customized.
And I already paid off the Spider-Man.
Yeah, the game's already paid for.
Yeah, I already paid off the game and shit. So
if you're to buy this bundle, you just bought a game for no reason.
Yeah, right.
And already own a fucking PS4.
I'm not gonna, but I'm right there with you.
You literally already have everything you need to play the game. You just want that fucking special PS4. And the thing is, sad thing is, in a year and a half tops, they're going to announce a PS5.
Yep.
So
you know what I just realized?
What?
We had the air conditioner on for this whole thing.
Oh God, I am sorry, guys.
And we're half an hour in.
All right. Well, I mean, I feel like that's I feel like it's a good point.
We got distracted enough to end this.
Yeah, we did.
I don't think we talked as much as we wanted to about Votech, but
no.
We talked enough.
Hey, listen, actually, those of you that are listening to this episode, if you'd like to hear more stories about our high school days, especially at Votech, I mean, I could sit here and probably fill a good episode or two just about auto body.
You have a lot more stories.
Dude,
than
I have a ton of stories from Votech.
I could tell a couple stories from Auto Tech, but I could also tell the story of me and my first wife's first date.
Oh, yeah?
Which was weird and awkward and also very charming.
I want to hear that on mic, though. But also, if you'd like to hear me talk about the time we almost caught the school on fire, or the time that...
Oh, remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Or the time that we busted the glass to a paint booth, and that one pane of glass cost around $600.
If you want to hear the time...
If you want to hear about the time that my auto body instructor helped us shape out a bong out of fucking sheet metal with Davey, the man that fucking Vincent was just speaking of.
Yeah.
He was actually the one that told...
If you want to hear the time I mapped out an entire Mission Impossible type mission to get our skateboards back from the principal's office in senior year.
If you want to hear about the time that I was seriously considered a drug dealer.
If you want to hear the time that we drove down a hill with someone riding on the back of it, and then the cops got called.
If you want to hear about the time that from my home school, I almost got arrested for kidnapping.
If you want to hear the time I almost called the cops because I was almost kidnapped.
Oh my god. Two completely unrelated stories. Seriously, if you want to hear any of these stories, leave us a comment, send us a fucking email, Facebook message,
our email
carrier
is
pigeon.
All one word, subject to change, ENT,
at
gmail.com.
We really want to hear feedback. I mean, you hear that on any podcast or any YouTube video, like, oh, leave a comment. Stuff. We genuinely enjoy hearing the feedback from you guys.
Let us know what you thought.
So if you listen to us and you enjoy this, you don't enjoy it, you want to hear certain stories, let us know. Like, seriously, let us know. That one person that's listening right now is like, I would message them. But they don't give a shit. No, I give a shit about you.
Someone told me in person recently that I should stop doing reviews by myself. Let me know that in the comments.
Oh, wow.
Because I could have known that sooner. Like, it was the Ant-Man review. The Ant-Man and the Wasp.
From what I've heard. I didn't listen to it because you personally said that review was garbage.
I think it is garbage. It is just not a good
My
review.
mother hates those, in-car reviews, so...
No, that's in-car. I was doing this, I made sure the sound was good and everything.
Yeah.
I just feel like I stand by the solo review. I think I did a good job on that one by myself.
You just think that way because you had to do it 3 times.
I did do that one 3 times. Anyways, the comments let us know shit. Sharing lets people know what we're doing and what you enjoy listening to. And, of course, subscribing lets you know when the newest shit comes up. If you're on YouTube, clicking the bell down below will inform you when the newest shit goes up. My name is Vincent Irvin the Human.
Bob Collins, Boba Fett.
And this has been...
Yeah, Suds and Buds, dig it.